soon giving in this time, 'cause we're falling apart. Love didn't find your heart. Lies didn't count at all. Love didn't find your heart. Silence
12 hours. It took 12 hours. I will say, though, I did edit the footage prior to recording this right now, and who knew that a slow pan would be so effective? Ken Burns, man, knew what he was doing. Anyway, I decided I wanted to finish the ship because there was no way that I was going to make a fourth part of this leaving Helghan video. So now that the ship is done, let me give you a quick tour of it, and then we'll talk about the stuff that we still need to do before we can officially leave. Starting from the back of the ship, we'll work to the front, starting with Zardo's connector passageway. Next up, we have this long hallway that leads through the tail of the ship, surrounded by gyros on either side. In each one of the hallways containing the gyroscopes, we also have H2O2 generators, as well as some oxygen tanks. Each one of these hallways is independently pressurized just in case we take damage on the tail portion of the ship. Next, we move down the staircase into the main cabin. And the first thing you'll notice as you come down the stairs is the reactor and the gravity generator. And to the left and the right of the stairs, you'll see two large windows that look out towards the back of the ship. Mirrored on either side of the ship, we have two engineering bays, each featuring one refinery and two assemblers. In the dead center of the ship, we have our own pressurized drone docking bay. Coming down the hallway, you'll see the first of the two rooms designated to the patrons that helped me come up with the design for this ship. Heading up the stairs, we make our way towards the bridge. Towards the back of the ship, we have the upper section of our drone garage where we can work on the drones and attach them to the ceiling. On either side of this landing, we have a water recycler and a food resequencer. We also have vents and some additional oxygen tanks, and on the left-hand side, we have the board for our patrons. And finally, we arrive at the bridge with our medical room, cargo container, programmable block, and our androids. On the outside of the ship, on either wing, we have an assault cannon and an artillery cannon, as well as 5 additional Gatling turrets on the top. There are 2 additional Gatling turrets under each wing, as well as a railgun underneath the main bridge. And finally, each wing is equipped with a decoy and a welder to draw fire away from the main body of the ship. So, the ship that was once the crawler and then became the hauler will now, with my partialness towards M names, be called the Mauler. And it is with this ship that we will leave Helghan forever. So the season finale comes down to this. First, we need to make a docking station. I need to switch out that scaffolding for a connector, so that way we can start filling the Mauler with hydrogen, and when we do go to leave, we can fill it with all of the resources that we need. Next up, our mobile drilling platform did really well with the iron. So now I'm going to move it back over to a spot with some uranium, and we're going to set up Andronio to go and get us all that uranium. As Andronio is carting the uranium back and forth, we're going to build the additional reactors next to that other one on the base, so that way we can make sure that we can produce a total of at least 1,500 megawatts. And finally, we need to produce some ammunition, which admittedly will not take a long time. I just didn't want to forget to do it, so I want to make sure it's on the to-do list, so that way when we leave, we don't get to space and be like, oh no, Reavers, we don't have any ammo. What are we gonna do? So that is the plan for today. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, now I just gotta line it up with the connector. But I cannot tell you how badly I want to just go and fly it right now. But we don't have any uranium, so that is a terrible idea. I mean, I do have a lot of batteries, but it is unwise to assume. Alright, moment of truth. I was a little worried it wasn't going to fly without the hydrogen thrust, but the Atmo thrust we have is enough. Yes! Okay, lock it down, and let's do the landing gear. We are connected to the base. Alright, let's set the tanks to stockpile, set the batteries to charge. Actually, that might be a bad idea because we have more batteries on this ship than we do on the base. So we would just immediately drain the base, and that would be bad. Oh, I'm thirsty. Let's go to this cargo container on my new ship. Grab some water. Alright, we built the dock. Now let's go head over to the mining platform and we'll move it to a new location. Okay, if I miss this uranium, then I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Because everywhere that I look at it, it is like directly in the center of those drills. So hopefully it's actually there. Alrighty, the drills should be working. Alright, it looks like it's going to take a while before we're going to get any ore. And you want to record your drone flight path when their cargo's full. So I'm just going to take Andronio back and we will set up his flight path later. Alright, next up on the to-do list is to build some additional reactors, which shouldn't be super difficult. The only thing we really need is the uranium. Alright, now all I gotta do is turn this on and leave it to do its thing. Yeah, it's just gotta produce all those reactor components, but over time, it will get it done. Yeah. That was super easy. I guess the next thing to do would be to build that satellite dish. So, I don't exactly know what I'm gonna do here, but I do know that I want it to be awesome. So with that criteria, let's see if we can figure something out. And I think I'll do it over here. Okay, we should have some ore now at the other base. I'm not entirely sure what exactly I'm doing with our antenna dish thing. I don't know if I'm in love with it right now, but we'll see what it turns into. Are you kidding me? How?
Why?
How? How did we miss the uranium? It was there. It's still there. Oh, is it just farther down? It better just be farther down. I will be so upset. Let me grab this thing and go down there. The funny thing is my mine is almost done. Let's see. Yep, there it is. Okay. All right. Ooh, I almost lost my mind. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think our pistons are fully extended, so we might have to add an additional piston. So here's the real question. If I add an additional piston, will it just pick up where it left off, or is it gonna have to go through its entire rotation again, all the way down? Because I don't think that there's anything that senses the ore. Ugh. Alright, let me go get some components. I think we might have a few components. Hold on. Yeah, we still have a good amount of components in here. Alright, let's see if I have enough to rebuild this mine. Alright, it's all set up now. So we should be getting uranium soon. Man. Alright, let's work on this thing some more. I want to get it done so that way we're ready to go. Tell you what, I didn't do myself any favors here. I was thinking about having this big satellite dish on a rotor, but in my foolishness, I made this thing even, which I knew going into it, but I was like, it's fine. But alas, it is not fine. Okay, well, that changes a few things for sure. All right, well, I guess instead of being a satellite dish, I think this one's gonna have to be more of a communication tower with just some antennas and stuff off the top. Okay, well, adapt and overcome. All right, so let's talk about this thing. Is it the coolest building in the universe? No, but it's functional, and I do kind of like it. I think it turned out at the end. I didn't know how I was gonna get the laser antenna on there when it's only one block, and I really messed up by making this even numbered instead of odd. So with that in mind, I'm not too bummed with the way that it turned out. I think it's okay. The last thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to do a little interior. I don't think I'm gonna pressurize it because there's really no reason to pressurize it, but I think I'm gonna make a floor, and I think I'm gonna put a sign in there that says Mad Mavin was here. And I think at that point we really are just waiting for uranium. Earlier, while I was building, I decided to set up Andronio's flight path so that way while we were building he would shuttle some stuff back and forth. So yeah, let's finish this up. Alrighty, there it is. Once again, because I made this even on the sides, I couldn't put an LCD screen I guess I could have done like a normal wide one, but I didn't do that. I did this instead. All right, let me take this guy back over to the welding wall to fix up the projector. And I'll also go park Bob 3, and we'll see how much uranium we have. Okay, well, we were really heavily using up the uranium because I left the 3 reactors on, and so any uranium that we had is gone. Okay, well, I guess it's come to this. I am going to have to take out the mining turtle. And while Andronio carts some of the uranium back and forth from the mine, I'm also going to mine with the mining turtle at a different uranium deposit and keep bringing them back. And then right now we have all the reactors turned off and we're still charging our batteries. So hopefully with our efforts combined, we can get what we need. But instead of watching me mine, once again, this is the moment where I'm going to do the heartwarming goodbye. Hello and welcome to this new Space Engineers Survival series. This is the first survival series that I have done on YouTube, as well as this is going to be the hardest thing I've ever done in Space Engineers. Alrighty, friends. The time has come. There are only 2 things left on the list. 1 is our power generation, and 2 is that combat android. I have this button set up so it will turn on the reactors all at the same time, and it will tell us what our peak is. So without further ado, there it is. We have the power. Now I'm going to turn it off so that way we don't waste our uranium that I spent a very long time getting. Finally, we can check this off the list. And for our final act, the combat mobility droid, I'm going to put right here, looking out the window. This android will be here to greet those who come and find this place in a different time. Friends, our mission has been accomplished. It's time for us to move on. This is probably really dumb of me, but before we can fully leave, there is something that I need to do. I need to go retrieve a friend of ours that has been here since day one. So I'm gonna go back to our other base. And I'm gonna get the Evermore. There it is. Home sweet home. The base that started it all. Oh man. You know what's funny about this? Is that this is a really touching moment of the mauler sitting on the ground that the crawler was built on, and that the hauler was sent off to our other side of the world base. But right now, I have no way of getting. But right now, I don't have a way to get in and out of this ship from the ground. I didn't build a way in from the ground. I only built the hallway through the back. Alright, well, bear with me as I fix my mistake. and then we'll get the Evermore and we'll head to space. Ah, man. Doesn't the game know I'm trying to be epic? I didn't do the ladder right. I had to build at least one more up, and so I can't get back up into the ship. So dumb. But now I need to weld that. How do I do that? This is very ungraceful. Uh, it wouldn't be me if it wasn't this, you know? Like this is who I am. All right, we made it back into the ship. Let me heal up. I have to make a piston with a connector that we can grab the Evermore. Then we'll be off. You know what's funny is I've been in this ship for all of 5 minutes and I'm starting to see all sorts of flaws in my design. So one, I need to make a ladder that gets down to this thing. Two, this needs to be a cargo container, not a conveyor. So let me do that. All right, now we have a ladder that goes up. Another thing I'm realizing is that this window should be facing the other direction, so that way I can put a helm here and I can control some of the stuff in the garage. All right, we now have a piston with a connector that's gonna pick up the Evermore. Hey, guess what? This base still has uranium, which is nice because the amount that we had in the Mauler was not very much. I think we had like 40, so we have an additional 60 that we can grab from here. Might as well grab some more iron too. Alright, I think the Evermore is in position. Awesome. Oh no, is it gonna fit? I can't tell. Oh no. Oh, like a glove. Oh, it was built for this. Oh, so funny. That is truly amazing. Can the door close? I mean, that's technically a yes. I am gonna get rid of those wheels though, so that way Clang does not get super angry with me. I cannot believe just how perfectly that fit in here. Oh man, that is too awesome. Oh, you gotta love it. All right, here's the deal. Before we can leave, I need to grab more iron because this is not enough. But this base has 5 million iron. So here's what I'm gonna do. One last time. We're gonna build a docking platform. Basically just raising this connector up high enough that it can connect with the back of this ship. And we're gonna load up on a bunch more resources so we can get a proper start to our next base. Dang, man, that was a truly awful time for my spectator camera to cut out. But we now have our connector. So I'm gonna connect up, we're gonna get some more iron, and here's the cool thing. This base has a ton of batteries on it. And so I'm actually gonna set these batteries over here to recharge. Oh no. Well, guess I landed a little harder than I thought. Anyway, I'm gonna set the batteries on the mauler to recharge to grab as much energy as we can so before we leave. Alrighty, we are locked up to the base. Let's set these batteries to charge. You know what's funny is I was actually kind of bummed that a sandstorm hit right now, but it kind of is the perfect situation because we have all of these wind turbines and all of the batteries on this base that are now charging our main ship. Alright, here we go. Here's the thing, I really didn't need to charge my batteries all the way up because as soon as we get out of the atmospheric thrusters, obviously, will no longer do anything. And right now, we don't even have the reactors on. So let's take it off charge, turn on the thrust, and unlock. And just in case you were wondering, we have 500,000 iron ingots. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, the spectator camera disconnected, so we're doing this the old-fashioned way. Oh no. No. Get away from me. No. No, go away. I have to prep my guns. Okay, alright. This is why we have turrets. Do all of my turrets have ammo? It does look like it, yes. Oh man. I still would prefer not to fight. And I... Well, friends, it looks like fate has decided where we're going next. As I'm being chased by a Reaver, and I'm sure this will not be the only one. The next place we gotta go. And I really thought it was gonna be Caldera. Looks like we're going to Europa first. Man, it is wild. The sphere of influence of the gravity of Helghan is just bonkers. Like, we are so far away from it, and it is still pulling us in. Admittedly, it's not like a ton right here, but the fact that it's still pulling us in right now is crazy to me. Ah, there we go. 0 planetary gravity. Alright, that means I should be able to reduce my thruster output and still be able to travel at 100 meters per second. Okay, just in case you were wondering, or if you had the question of, do I have a jump drive? The answer is no. And I'm starting to regret that decision every moment. Man, they are so big. Wonder if there's a spot where I could find room for one. Man, that Reaver Carver is really just very persistent. It wants me bad. Oh, man. Where could I put a jump drive? Because now that we're in space, it's not like I can go... It's not like I can go outside. We're not going to hit that asteroid, are we? Okay, just checking. That was actually closer than I thought. Okay, well, it's funny because you know what would be a great spot that would perfectly fit a jump drive? Oh, man. But I won't do that to you guys, the homies. Okay, where am I gonna put this thing? Oh, is another one? No, please no, please no, please not another one. Wait, what? It's not here. Did it say it detected a different threat? I wasn't watching, I just saw Reavers, and I just assumed that it was bad. It doesn't look like it's in my range anymore. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, let's switch it over so the solar panels are in the sunny side, and we're aiming for that side of Europa. Oh, man. Here's the thing. I could theoretically put a jump drive like here if I redid the walls, but I'm pretty confident that in there, not pressurized. I don't know what I did wrong, but now I can't undo it. Man. Well, I guess we're taking the long way to Europa. I mean, here's the thing. It's not like it's gonna get a ton better when we get there, because it doesn't have any atmosphere. We'll figure it out, I'm sure, eventually. Alrighty, friends. With the Evermore by our side, with the patrons now color-coded on their own boards, and with our sights set on Europa, thank you for tuning in to No Suit Survival, and we'll catch you next time.